Hello, and welcome to my tutorial on how to survive the Nether. Now, before you enter the Nether, you're going to want to make sure that you're properly equipped for survival. So, you're going to want your standard set of iron tools, a full set of armor, all iron, and at least one piece, doesn't matter which piece, of golden armor. As for why, I will explain later on. But in addition, you will also want a bow and arrow for ranged combat, a shield for protection, food, torches, and some building blocks. Preferably, it should be cobblestone since it's impervious to explosions from ghast attacks, which are a certain type of mob that you're likely to encounter in the Nether. Now, once you've entered the portal, your first set of actions should be to 1. Mark down your coordinates so you know the location of your portal, and 2. To build a protective bunker around your portal so that you have a safe space to retreat to, as well as a structure to protect your nether portal from being extinguished. Now, you're going to want to make your bunker out of cobblestone since cobblestone is impervious to explosions. Now, these explosions typically come from a mob called the Ghast, which shoot out explosive fireballs that, if it were to hit the portal, would destroy it and it would leave you stranded. Now, once you've completed those two things, you should be set to adventure out into the Nether and discover all the various biomes that are present here. But before we do that, um, I should lay down a few tips that would help you survive during your time in the Nether. So, tip number 1, never sleep in the Nether. Tip number 2, never open a chest around piglins. Tip number 3, never mine gold around piglins. Tip number 4, never hit any zombie pigmen. Tip number 5, never dig straight down. Now, with those tips out of the way, we can discuss the different biomes in the Nether. The first and most common biome are the Nether Wastes, which is the biome we're in currently. It's characterized by steep cliffs and sudden drops, and it's inhabited by zombie piglins, normal piglins, and ghast, which are these white creatures flying over here. Um, so the best way to traverse this environment is by equipping yourself with golden armor to avoid any hostilities from the piglins since they attack if you don't have any gold armor equipped, and to also have a bow to deal with the ghasts flying around. Now, the next biome is the warped forest, which is characterized by these blue trees and warped vines. Now, this is the most peaceful biome, and it's the easiest to survive in since there are rarely any hostile mobs. Um, the special thing about this forest or biome are these mushrooms, where you could use these to repel certain mobs in other biomes. This biome is called the Crimson Forest, and as you can see, it's basically a red forest. Um, so the most dangerous mob in this biome are the hoglins, which are these giant boarish creatures right here. The best way to deal with them is to use warped fungus, where when you place them right in front of them, they run away. So you don't have to get into direct combat with them. Now, the next biome we will be discussing is the Soul Sand Valley, which is inhabited by skeletons and the ghast, both of which have a ranged attack. So, greatest tool for survival will be your bow and arrow and your shield. Now, the one thing to note about this biome is when you walk on soul sand, it greatly slows down your walking speed. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're running away from any type of mob. Now, the final biome, and in my opinion the most dangerous, is the basalt deltas, which is characterized by cascading pools of lava and extremely jagged and narrow terrain. Now, the main mob to be concerned about within this biome is the magma cube, which has the habit of knocking players into pools of lava or off of cliffs. So I can speak from experience in saying that the best way to survive through this biome is to stay on flatter portions of the terrain, avoid all the magma cubes, and when crossing across lava, you should bridge across, never jump, especially if you're new to the game. Now, in the event that you're ever stranded in the Nether and your portal is destroyed, you can use a blast from a gassed fireball to reignite your portal and